Well, hello there, audit and fraud, friends and family. Listen, when it comes to fraud, sometimes the criminals just don't have a leg to stand on. I don't have a fancy intro for you all today because honestly, today's story is one that, well, let's just say, kick your feet up. God, that's a horrible joke. Some of you are going to get that later when we get into the story. But kick your feet up and get ready for a just a real crazy story. Just really, I'm sorry, today's intro just really sucks because I couldn't think of anything to say that wouldn't offend anybody today. And you guys know I don't really mind offending people if I'm telling the truth. So just hold on tight. This one is gonna knock your socks. Oh God! Wait till you get it. That's gonna be real funny when you actually hear the story. You ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Friday Fraudster Podcast. Join them as they discuss sad, funny, and sometimes disturbing fraud stories. Be sure to catch past episodes on your favorite podcasting platform or go to www.fridayfraudster.com.
Hey, what's up, people? Okay, so let me ask you all a question. Have you ever been out shopping and as you're looking for a parking space, you happen to walk by one of those handicapped parking spaces and you see somebody get out of a car that 100% looks like they are not handicapped? And if you've ever had that situation happen to you before, what did you do? Did you say something or did you just observe? Have you ever been in a parking lot and you've seen someone get out of a handicapped parking space and they did not look handicapped at all? What did you do? Now, before we go any further, let's just go ahead and bring her up. She's back. We're back. Everybody's back. All right, so look, you guys. Christine actually has a job, so she didn't read the story today, and I just briefed her on it right before we went on air, and she was just like, "What?" She was like, "Oh my goodness, what the?"
I have never had so much whiplash without moving my head reading a story in my life. What? There are people like this out there.
Wait. We can't get into it yet. We can't get into it yet.
I know. Okay, go.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you the question that I just asked everybody else. Right? Have you ever been in a parking lot and you see someone park in a handicapped space and they get out of the car and they do not look handicapped at all? You ever had that happen to you before?
Oh, it happened. Yeah. I've never let it bother me because I guess I just sit here and go, I don't know. I'm not going to question it.
Yeah. So you're not one of those people that would run up to him and say, "You shouldn't be parking in this space."
No, but like I also look at it from like a perspective, like my mom has rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. At some point, she might need to use that, but she might not need a walker or something like that. She might look perfectly fine. I don't know. Now, are there times where I've looked at people and go, yeah, you're not, because you're quickly pulling up, running out, running inside, running back out. But it's not worth getting worked up about, I guess. What about you?
So I've seen it, and honestly, I just take the approach of you never know, because some handicaps might be mental. Some handicaps may be mental, and some of them you can't see. And my man Shafundu is here, but then Bob said, "Swept you right off your feet." Yeah, I did with that one, Bob. She was real surprised. She actually didn't have a leg to stand on, hence the title of the episode. I need a rim shot sound effect, man.
You do. I was going to say one parking, going off topic because I always do. Now, if you don't put your cart back in the shopping corral, then we got an issue.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, So, what about you, Bob, Shafundu, anybody else that's watching? Have you ever seen anyone get out of a handicapped parking space and you became judgmental? You were like, you're not handicapped. You look like an able bodied human being. Has that ever happened to you? And if so, what did you do? Did you say anything or did you just let it go? Because I'll tell you what. So, I watch a lot of those police interaction videos on YouTube because I think they're very interesting,
Yeah.
especially just knowing the law, right? So I saw one recently where this girl, the police pulled her over because, well, they stopped her in a handicapped space and they said, you don't look handicapped, all that good stuff. And the girl said that she had just dropped her grandmother off at the store, and that is why she parked in the handicapped space. And she had the hang tag up, the handicap hang tag up. Now, the police officer kept pressing, and at first it really looked like maybe the police officer was being the butt, the pain in the
Mhm.
butt. But they went back and because some laws in certain states actually say that if you are dropping someone off at the store, you can drop them off at the front door and then go park in the handicapped space and then join them in the store later.
Okay.
So throughout this whole video, you're looking and you're thinking that this individual was innocent because she said she had just dropped her grandmother off and that she was just parking and was about to go into the store with her grandmother. Everything starts getting haywire. The police start pulling her out of the car. They're going to arrest her. And then all of a sudden, guess who pulls up in another car? It's the grandmother. So now we know that this woman has lied. She just used her grandmother's placard to park in a handicapped space, right? So my whole point in saying that is oftentimes we sometimes see people that, well, aren't handicapped, and sometimes they're taking advantage of rules made for people that are handicapped. And sometimes we see the opposite, you know. Um, so are we too quick to judge individuals because we have systems set up to help people who are handicapped? And these systems should be in place to help us,
Right.
right? Yeah, yeah. They should be put in place to help us. Bonita Lee, how you be? Bonita says, hi, Friday Frosters. So, Bonita, what we're talking about today is handicapped people. There's structures in place to help them whenever they need help. In the US, you get special parking spaces. Sometimes you get funding from insurance companies and from the government. You get special accommodations. And I think that this is a great thing. Don't you think so, Christine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We need, I mean, think about how much ADA regulations in the US have helped out disadvantaged people and making sure that they have the same capabilities as able-bodied individuals. So, I mean, it
Yeah.
stinks that you have to have something like that, but you need that, I guess. Yeah.
Here's a broader question, though. If someone that has some sort of physical disability
Mhm.
commits a crime, should they then go to jail for committing said crime too?
Why wouldn't they?
That would be my thought. I mean, yeah, yeah. I would think that you should have to go to jail and pay the price for the crime as well.
You know, haven't you ever watched Oz?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, would it depend on what the crime was, though?
Oh,
Ooh, that's getting nuanced. See, I ask the hard questions, don't I?
well, I'm wondering which one you're asking about. Because, like, there's a part of me I'm going, well, is it really a crime or was it just really stupid?
Well, some crimes are stupid, right? Well, I guess all crimes are stupid, maybe, possibly, right?
Um, I mean, I guess I put it in this way, like, if it only hurts you and doesn't impact anybody else, like if it would have stopped at a certain point, would it have been a crime?
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Are you
saying.
picking up what I'm putting down?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So now, Bonita says, is it wheelchair accessible in prisons? I guess it would have to be, right?
I'm
Because
sure they
those,
have certain ones. So I'm sure if there's older prisons that couldn't be updated to have those type of accommodations, if somebody did, they'd have to take that into consideration on where their placement is.
yeah. So I think we do have special accommodations for criminals with physical disabilities, right? We do at schools and we do in governmental buildings and we do in commercial on commercial properties. So I guess if someone is handicapped or has a physical disability, I guess the jails have special accommodations too, huh?
They do, as they are required to by the Americans with Disabilities Act. They
There
have to.
you go.
There you go. That
All right.
includes cells, showers, and provision of necessary medical equipment.
Okay, so people with disabilities have special accommodations for a variety of things. Now, here's the thing. Here's another question I want you to ask. I just want to throw out there. A person with a disability, should they get preferential treatment when it comes to obtaining a job, or say for example, if I have a disability and I want to be an astronaut and I want to apply for a special program to be an astronaut to go into outer space, should I get preferential treatment because I have a disability?
No, I guess it all depends. Like, and I'm trying to like think outside without thinking of the story, but like if it was based on knowledge and skill, no. Or if there was a requirement to have a physical capability in doing something, do you know what I'm saying? And why you would need to? But if it was a specific type of astronaut trip that was to try and send somebody out in space that fit certain criteria for the first time, then I could understand how that would be preferential over somebody. Am I outlining it? So it's like, the first woman in space. Do you have the first non-able-bodied person in space? Or that's, I guess, am I answering your question?
You are, because it's very nuanced, right? So I think we all believe that we should help people who have some sort of physical impairment or maybe even mental impairment, right? Um, they get sometimes they get money from the government, sometimes they get money from insurance companies. We have special accommodations for them, whether it be on a job or in jail or prison. So there's special accommodations for people who have physical and or mental disabilities. But here's the question that I have. If you don't have a physical or mental disability, would you purposefully create one for yourself?
No. Would you?
I wouldn't. I'm just asking. Well, okay. Hold on. Here's another question then. Let's add on a question. What if there was a financial stimulus to do so? Would you then?
Oh my God. Like, what do you, I don't think I'd be able to. Like, what kind are you talking about?
What if somebody gave you $1 million to chop your big toe off, thus making you physically disabled, right? Because you lose your equilibrium without that toe.
I just don't think I could physically do it. Like, if somebody sat there and said, here is $5 million on the table, a pinky, maybe I could. But if they're like, we want $5 million to chop off your thumb, I physically couldn't do it.
Okay.
Does that outline it? Like, I just don't. Ugh.
Okay, so what about you, Bonita, Bob, anybody else listening?
What about you? What would your
Heck no.
monetary threshold be to chop a big toe off?
No, there is none. No. We not
$25
doing that.
million.
You can keep that 25 mil. Look, I'm old too. You chop something off, everything else might fall apart too. So at this, maybe
I'm just like having a marionette puppet cut a string and just. Oh,
you know, okay, so maybe 25-year-old Rob might have some sort of monetary threshold, but 50-something-year-old Rob is like, wait a minute. You know, first the hip goes and everything else follows. And then Hulk Hogan just died yesterday. So now I'm really thinking about, no, we're getting old here. That, see, that
yeah,
one surprised. Hulk Hogan was a great American hero.
he was.
He
I
really
remember I
was.
grew up with him.
Think about it. Hulkamania, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I am a real American. I mean, come on. So
Mm-hmm. No, I had family members that were really big into wrestling.
yeah. Or as we say in the South, wrestling.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay, so Bonita says that she needs her big toe too. Right, right.
Yeah, well, you got to get into this because it just gets crazy.
Okay. So now that I've set all this up, in today's story, the gentleman was a surgeon. So he was performing surgery on people, and he just decided he wanted to cut both of his legs off. Why? I don't know. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that's not a crime. He cut his own legs off. Well,
That's where I'm sitting here going, technically, that's not a crime, is it? I mean,
technically,
it doesn't say that they're not going to put you into a hospital.
well,
Evaluated.
technically, that part is not a crime. However, after he cut off his legs, he then told his insurance company that he was disabled, and he said that, well, it was an accident. Something happened. He said that he had an abscess. No, what did he say? I forgot what he said it was. Was it an abscess?
I think so.
Yeah. So he said that he had an abscess and he cut his legs off because of that. And he collected over $400,000 from the insurance company for having a disability.
And that's not even the weirdest part.
You know, so here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. What is it, the phrase that the young people use? I guess when it came to really practicing what he preached, you know, as being a surgeon and amputating body parts from other people, he did it to himself. So he was truly standing on business. You know, that's
So, but like that was my whole entire. That was a really good dad joke, Rob.
wait a minute. Bob said he's waiting on the other shoe to drop.
Oh, geez.
Well, hence the title of this episode. Dude really didn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, man. 400. Like, I'm trying to sit here and even trying to think of a pun I could use, and I can't.
Wait a minute. It gets better. It gets
weirder.
Okay, yeah, weirder. Because apparently dude had some sort of fetish or something, because he was signed up to this website that showed amputations and castrations and things like that, and supported these types of activities. And he purchased a couple of videos from the owner of this website. Now, the owner of this website was sentenced to life in prison last year for encouraging people to amputate, you know, certain body parts. So our guy from today was a surgeon who chopped off his own legs and then defrauded the insurance company. However, it appears that maybe he had some sort of fetish because he was involved in this other website, who the owner of that website showed videos and pictures of people amputating themselves pre and post amputation. And our guy from today bought videos from this other website whose owner was convicted last year to life in prison.
Keep in mind, the doctor that cut his legs off, he's carried out hundreds of amputations
on others. Yeah.
on others.
And himself, I guess. You know what? He was just practicing. What is it when you're in med school? You get a cadaver and then you practice. He was just he was honing his craft.
How dare you?
Like, I'm just okay. Here's a real question for you. How many of those amputations that he did do you think were necessary now?
So that's a good question, and that's one that I asked myself. Now, in the story or the articles that I read, they said that they didn't find that his personal activities interfered with his professional duties as a doctor. So that was the kind of the PC way of saying they didn't have any evidence to show that those amputations were possibly a conflict of interest or just him doing it to get kicks and giggles, right?
Do you think, though, that he might have had some patients that in the back of their mind have that doubt, and now that this comes out, do they have their cases reopened and a second opinion?
It's possible, right?
I mean, would you? Like, if you went in and he's like, oh, we got to cut one of your legs off, and you're like, all right, really? We have to? And he's like, yeah, we really have to. So you go ahead and do it. 5 years later, this comes out and you're going, I just didn't have a good feeling. I want somebody else to look at it. You would probably do that.
Oh yeah, I'd have second and third thoughts, depending on what body part was missing too, right? So it just depends.
I would do it for any of them. I don't know.
I mean, if it was a pinky, I might just let it slide, but if it was the middle finger, I might get mad because then I couldn't use it effectively anymore.
Yeah, but it would be kind of cool because you could technically flip people off, but it would look like you were just shaking your fist.
Ooh, that's a good point. It's a very good point. It's a way to get out some aggression without. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh, wait. There's more. So this guy also had desires of being the first disabled astronaut in space. And so he applied to this program to become an astronaut. And he's actually quoted as saying, they asked him about his physical activity, and he said he's more active now that he lost his limbs than he was beforehand. And I was like, huh?
It's easier to run when you're lighter.
So.
That was bad. That was bad. Don't judge me, please don't.
Oh, well, it probably is easier to run on titanium legs, right? Just saying.
Excuse me. I know that that's always been, well, when the Olympics come around and the Special Olympics, like there's always that question of, does it give you extra spring and stuff like that? But I mean, that's muscle you're not running with, bone that you're not running with. I mean, that titanium stuff, those aren't that heavy, those blades.
Oh, I bet he had a lot of pep in his step. That's I should not be laughing at this. But get this though. He actually, let me see. Let me make sure I got the right person here. Because that's not him. So when it comes to the space program, hold on. Never mind, wrong person. Because there was another guy that actually did participate in a couple of spacewalks, and that inspired this guy. Okay, so let's talk about this though. So the magistrate's court, because this happened over in the UK, they said that he intended to make a gain of £235,000 from one insurer and £231,000 from another insurer after he amputated both of his legs. So
they actually have a phone number for former patients with any questions about their treatment with him to call.
Ooh.
But wow. You are right. He applied to the European Space Agency to become a disabled astronaut, and he made the short list, although his application was unsuccessful. I didn't put that up. That's in the article. What's in the article? I promise you that's in the article. I could not come up with something like that bad.
Sure, yeah, he made the short list.
I am going to get in so much trouble.
Now, Bob said it takes longer to get somewhere with a shorter stride.
I wonder if the author knew they were putting that in there.
Probably not. Oh my goodness.
Said my life is more interesting because of what's happened to me. This was before he got caught. Oh. Weird.
Okay. Oh boy. You know what? And as a doctor, he was supposedly he was really good at what he did. So apparently he really knew how to stand out from the crowd. So,
how many more you got, Rob?
I don't know. I'm still. Oh boy.
Well, your stand-up comedy is pretty good.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Same time, same place next week.
You know what though? He may not walk the walk, but I bet he could talk the talk when it came to surgery. Oh. And you know what too? Wanting to be an astronaut is a very, very lofty goal. And he is proof that you don't need legs to take giant leaps in life. So
Yes, I just have that. What's the thing? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It just popped into my head.
No, you know what? Think about this too. A doctor and an astronaut. Nobody could ever accuse him of sitting around being lazy. Bob says he stood out head and shoulders above the competition.
We are going to hell. Oh man!
But are we really? I mean, we're talking about a criminal here. You know, we're talking about it.
But here's the thing: I understand criminal or everything else. Like, can we all at least admit this takes a very special person to think about doing this self-harming? For the it had to have been more than the money. It had to have been. Not even $500,000 to lose both your legs.
My guess is there's some mental illness that the dude has. Like there's something wrong. In all seriousness, there is absolutely no way that you would just want to amputate your own legs for no apparent reason. I mean, okay, because if he was a doctor, he was probably making fairly decent money. So I don't think that I don't think it was strictly a monetary gain. Like that didn't make sense. Yeah. There he is right there.
Oh, and then the guy that he was buying the videos from is creepy looking.
Now, Bob says maybe we should cut this episode short and try again next week. God.
Oh my God.
This is terrible.
Are we bleeding out here?
This is
Are we bleeding out?
This is so terribly satisfying. Um, no, I'm just saying, we've been doing some that are so serious lately that at least this one allows us to have a good laugh.
Oh my god. Are you good?
Tell you what,
Okay.
he might not have any legs, but this is sure legendary. That was a bad one, but okay.
I'm surprised you didn't nobody's brought up Copilot yet and been like, take this story, create jokes for me.
Oh goodness, I'm sure somebody's doing that right now.
I can
They'll
try.
pop it in the chat, Oh, but the thing is, though, how do you amputate your own legs and then, in all seriousness, and then try to defraud the insurance company? Like it is, and clearly this is fraud, right? It's not like he walked a fine line.
Jeez.
It's, okay, okay.
It's yeah.
Okay. Wait. So let me talk. Okay, wait. So what is he facing? Let's see. He, in all seriousness, he was carrying out amputations until the police made their initial arrest in March of 2023. And then he had interim restrictions put in place by the Medical Practitioners Tribunal from April of 2023 forward. He was suspended from the medical register in December. His two insurance offenses were committed in June of 2019, and he has been remanded to appear in court. Actually, I think he appeared Wednesday of this week, I believe. It's either Wednesday of this week or Wednesday of next week. So this is like a very, very fresh story.
Because his is just for the insurance fraud.
Right.
Because technically he didn't do anything wrong when he purchased the videos. Because the guy who
Technically.
did it was the one who got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
So it had to have been just insurance fraud.
Yeah, it was just insurance fraud.
Jeez.
Bob said Betty was easy to catch. I don't know, Bob. It depends now because he that's a tough getaway if he was rolling. I'm just saying. They see me rolling. They hating.
Riding dirty.
I mean, So yeah, I was trying to see if I had more information on his potential sentencing. Hold on, let me check something because I had some notes and I don't know. I guess they just got cut short and I'm missing some stuff on my notes. Okay, here we go. He's charged with 2 counts of fraud by false representation. He is also charged with assisting grievous bodily harm through involvement in that website. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know about that one, huh? And then his alleged offenses linked both of his insurance claims to are linked to both of the insurance claims, and they're saying possibly unlawful surgery on others. So I guess the door is still open on that one.
Okay.
So
Copilot has some pretty funny puns.
oh boy.
He was a step ahead in fraud until he wasn't. Guess he wanted to get a leg up on his insurance claim.
You know what? Okay, this is bad. Let me stop. mm, mm.
Bob, that was something I was wondering at first. Did you see Bob's comment?
Oh, yeah. So I was wondering that too, and I wasn't able to. You know what? Let me do this real quick. I wasn't able to determine one way or the other, but let me do this.
Well, the guy he bought it from, I linked. They had his story linked. The guy who was charged with the streaming thing, he was receiving material from surgeons over there.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why I was like, that's when I initially read it. I was like, oh, he was providing. And then I'm like, no, this guy's got a fetish, like you were saying, Rob, because he's buying it. I'm like, so he's buying it. He's performing amputee surgeries on people. So he's doing it in real time. And then he also did it on himself.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so I just looked it up real quick. Based on the available public reports, he's not accused of contributing any content or information to that website. So all the allegations I've been able to find state that he purchased videos from the site, but there are no claims or evidence that he filmed, uploaded, or provided any original material or information for the site. Which is interesting though, because um you would think that he would have maybe provided his own surgery for the site, you know? But
Right.
so, so Bob says, well, there are two counts, one for each leg or one for each insurance claim.
I was laughing before when I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, wait, question though. Would that be considered double jeopardy?
Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. You know what? Okay.
Was that a reach of a joke?
So no. Here's another thought that I had. All jokes aside, if he cut his legs off to defraud the insurance company and then he goes to prison, would a part of his punishment be that he does not get prosthetic legs in prison? I don't even know if they would provide that anyway. But if this was the crime and the purpose of prison is a punishment fitting of the crime that you've committed, would it be a crime or would it still be against some sort of ADA if they did not allow him to have prosthetics in prison? Or would they even provide prosthetics in prison? I think all jokes aside, that's kind of an interesting question because now if he has prosthetics in prison, the taxpayers are essentially paying for those prosthetics. And so then is he essentially robbing the taxpayers twice? Because first you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah, so what I've searched, it just says they're required to provide necessary medical aids, including prosthetics or wheelchairs.
So he'll probably get a wheelchair in the ward because the warden wouldn't want to spend the money on prosthetics.
Well, especially if I think the only way they would probably allow prosthetics in there is maybe if you had your own when you were going in. But then would that also, here's the thing though, would that be a security concern?
That's where I was gonna go next. Could it be a weapon possibly? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Bob. He'd probably need to provide his own, and then other inmates would take it from him and probably beat him with his own leg, and that would be. Could you imagine kicking yourself? That would just-
Man, protect yourself.
that would be real bad. And could you imagine they would steal his prosthetic and hold it for ransom? You want your leg back, you got to give me all your snacks, though.
All your commissary.
Right. I mean, that would be pretty bad.
Oh. Well, talking about beating you with a leg, I feel like we beat this story up.
We did. I think we've stepped on it enough. So couldn't help it. I just had to. Oh, that was just one more thought I was kicking around. I had to get out.
Well, I feel like us talking about the story, we're taking one step forward and two steps back constantly.
This has got to be a giant step into new territory for Fraud Podcast. I'm just saying.
Oh gosh.
This is just bad. This is just so bad. Oh, oh,
Well,
this is so bad.
you're the one having the knee-jerk reactions and continuing this on.
But on the other hand, when it comes to the profession of internal auditing and fraud, I do believe we do need to have a little bit of comedy every once in a while because the things we deal with are so serious. So to that end, this is 100% a step in the right direction.
Well, here's my question. When he was doing his own surgery, is that being considered self-employed?
God. Oh my goodness. Okay.
That's not the type of severance package I was considering.
Okay, that was co-pilot, that wasn't it? That was co-pilot. Okay, because that was really good. It was just so smooth and subtle.
I should just have co-pilot do this for me from now on. Just do AI. Put my face on it.
It's like I'll be here all week with co-pilot.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So we all agree it's crazy.
Oh, look, I see the laughing emojis just popping up all on LinkedIn. So at least we've edutained today. Because like I said, some of the last stories, they were just really serious. I was getting down on some of them. I'm serious. The ones about old people and
we haven't come across any of like the crazy ones that like you, Joe, and Kelly had. Like, remember when we'd be able to find out like all the lavish stuff that people were buying, or when you guys had that, like the teddy bear. I mean, we were able to find social media posts.
Yep. Well, I think the problem is now I'm getting stories that are very fresh. And so the indictments and everything haven't come out. But I will say for next week, I've got one that's a doozy. If I remember to pull the one that I saw, I was reading it and I was just thinking, well, how do you even approach this one? So if I'm thinking that, let me see. I think I have it on my phone, but yeah, I think a part of that is the stories are very, very fresh. Whereas back then I would actually go back, and when you go back, you can get the indictments and things like that, especially if the news agencies put them out. That's what happened with that. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I have next week's story. I think I do. Oh yeah. Yeah. Next week is if I remember to do this one. I've got no words. Just none.
Oh, now you got me excited.
Bob said maybe he could get some Louis Vuitton legs. There you go. I mean, they had the teddy bear, so why not legs? That reminds me of that reminds me of the ZZ Top song, right? She's got legs.
Oh. He doesn't have a whole lot of leg. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he does not. So he would be the opposite of ZZ Top. He's got no legs.
Right. He really lost his footing when it came to ethics. Co-pilot.
Okay. Co-pilot is on it. Co-pilot is really on it. Okay. You know what? Okay, time to get serious. I think that we have I do think that we have beat this one to death and stepped all over it. You know what? I got one thing to say. So, man, I got a fruit fly in here attacking me. Um, so look, we've got a webinar coming up. The title of the webinar is Why Your Audit Plans Don't Pan Out and How AI Can Help Fix It. I didn't make the graphic in time, but if you're listening to this and you want to go to the webinar, type webinar into the chat and I'll drop the link. It is Tuesday morning at either 9 or 10 a.m. I forgot the time. I'm running around 100 miles a minute because we just came back from the IIA International Conference in Toronto. That was really cool. Next week, I have to go on another. I'm doing training again on Wednesday and Thursday, so I have to go somewhere. And then Tuesday is this webinar. So I've been just a little busy. So yeah, why your audit plans don't pan out and how AI can help fix it. That will be Tuesday, July 29th. It's either at 9 or 10 a.m. I can't remember right now because as you can see, I'm very prepared today. I'm standing on business.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, all right. So anything else with this story? Did we forget anything?
No, I don't think so. I just
Yeah,
can't believe there's people like that out there.
just weird stuff. Well, Bonita's already like webinar. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully post the event hopefully tonight, Bonita too. So I'll definitely send you the information. I'm just behind in life in general most of the time.
Aren't we all though?
Well, I mean, I'm a one-man band over here, though. I'm doing a lot. I need some help. I need an assistant and a secretary or something like that.
Make a posting out on LinkedIn. I'm sure they could do it remotely.
They actually could. And actually, Audit Leverage has been selling pretty well lately. We're picking up new customers because we're saving auditors a lot of time and giving them a lot of confidence and information and education. And so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for joining us this week on episode number 186 of the Friday Froster. Look, spread this episode to your friends because I think sometimes we all need a laugh. Spread this episode to all your friends. Just take them over to the YouTube or to the LinkedIn and, tell them they need to watch this one.
Take them to the tube.
Yep, to the tube. All right, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
See ya.